This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. So one of the things we've witnessed throughout this pandemic has been Republicans dodging and weaving from reality for almost 2 years now. During the first wave of deaths, infections and deaths, we witnessed Donald Trump promoting hydroxychloroquine, telling people they maybe we're going to inject light into the body or disinfectants into the body to kill the virus. Just a lot of nonsense. Rather than just rely on science and scientists and medical experts and people who have dedicated their entire careers to healing other human beings, they're going with fringe cures. We're seeing it now with ivermectin, all of these other weird experimental treatments. Rather than, especially now that we have a vaccine, we have a preventative way to ensure you don't need to take the hydroxychloroquine or the ivermectin or whatever else. Got a call about just that.
Hey, Jesse. I was just curious, is it just me or do they really seem to be not only pushing monoclonal antibodies whenever there's any news conferences now, but also it just seems to be the number one thing that they're pushing in Texas and in Florida. And it just so happens to be the biggest donor to DeSantis.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you can look into that. Love the show, man.
So this is an interesting thing. I talked about the interview with Mississippi's Governor Tate Reeves the other day, and it does strike me as odd that, one, I've talked for a long time about how Republicans are not proactive, they're reactive. And there's no better evidence of it than this particular thing that this caller's talking about. And that is Tate Reeves was on with Jake Tapper whining about monoclonal antibodies and how the president is not sending en masse down there a full supply of monoclonal antibodies. And while he's talking about a lagging indicator, which is the death rate, he's whining about monoclonal antibodies.
If you get the virus, and this is very important, if you get the virus, please talk to your doctor about the monoclonal antibody treatment.
You're not going to change anything.
That is the best way in which to do that. And unfortunately, the Biden administration continues to try to reduce the allocation to red states like Mississippi and Florida of that monoclonal antibody treatment.
Governor,
it's outrageous.
Governor, if Mississippi were a country, you would have the second worst per capita death toll in the world. And I'm saying, are you going to do anything to try to change that?
Jake, as I mentioned earlier, deaths, unfortunately, are a lagging indicator.
Which is very, not shocking, not surprising, but stupid. It's stupid. Because we have something that can greatly reduce your risk of hospitalization and death from COVID. It's called a vaccine. And rather than go all in on promoting the vaccine in Mississippi, which has one of the lowest vaccination rates, just like my home state, not where I live now, but my home state of Idaho, instead of a full-throated endorsement of vaccines, we get him whining about monoclonal antibodies, which are an actual experimental treatment. And also one that is a reactive measure. It's you get sick, you get hospitalized, then you go on monoclonal antibodies. Rather than you're not sick, you're not infected, you get the vaccine, and then if you do happen to, rare that you would, but if you do happen to get the virus, the chances of you being hospitalized are very, very much diminished. The chances of you dying are almost nil. So why not do the preventative measure rather than scream about the thing that that's going to save the life of someone who didn't get vaccinated and then got sick and then goes to the hospital and then is on their deathbed? Reactive politics. And that's not even to mention the point of the caller that Ron DeSantis, one of his chief financial donors to his campaign, is involved in these other COVID treatments. An ethics panel needs to be brought against Ron DeSantis. There has been a sinister motivation among many Republicans to do the wrong thing by the American people and to hoodwink citizens who are just looking for real information. Look, some people are more susceptible to conspiracy theories than others. Some are more skeptical. And it seems as though with leading proponents of misinformation like Fox News and Newsmax and OAN and other conspiracy theory outlets, that Republicans are now more susceptible to conspiratorial thinking. And they're not being helped by their leaders. In fact, it's the exact opposite. They're being harmed. They're being ushered into the emergency rooms. They're being ushered into the ventilator, rather than promoting a preventative treatment that would eliminate the risk of all of those other things or greatly reduce it. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can follow me on social media, mix it up with me there. If you disagree, I'd love to hear from you. You can also help support my work if I bring you value. You can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast or click the join button below this video and look into becoming a channel member. That would be fantastic. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for your engagement. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for thoughtful, non-hate-filled voicemails. That is the preponderance of what I get is nice stuff, good stuff, thoughtful stuff. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.